When someone asks me why do I love videography, I always smile and say, the truth is, this is what really helps me find my motivation, my inspiration to go through stuff in life when life can sometimes feel really chaotic and beautiful at the same time. Give you a little bit of context. I'm from a place where there is a lot of confusion when it comes to what is true and what is false. In the same country, if you go in there, you can acknowledge extreme poverty and also wealth. You can see dirtiness and also beauty. But for some reason, throughout the internet is the negativity, what's bad and all the things that are going on in certain places that has been pushed out. That narrative affects people's lives, And me personally, for a very long period of time, I've been stuck. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything because of how the situation become. And the media was one of the biggest responsible of that. 2019, 2020, that's where I discovered, videography to social media, and I wanted to give it a try. But my goal was not to be, one more person to feed the algorithm with, the same topic, the same narrative, because I know, growing up in my country, I used to, travel, going around. I see the beauty, I see the potential. And I wanted to do something else, showing the beauty of my country through my camera. That was my mission. And once I get my first camera, it was a Canon C7i, something like that, I think. And I go to the countryside, I go to multiple places. And for 2 years, I was doing that, going to places and showing the world the beauty of my country. Like Haiti is not, only the madness, the poverty, dirtiness that everybody's talking about. And that's how I've been able to tell a different story with my camera, and I loved it. Now, as someone who just came to Jersey, I didn't have, connection. I still don't have that much connection, but what I did have is hunger to capture life. Yes, the environment, the culture, everything is quite different here, but as a kid, watching TV, seeing skyline, exotic cars, and, beautiful American stories, on TV, that was inspiring. And right now, I'm here and I'm kind of living those things that I used to see on TV, in real life. So why should I not, capture those things, through my camera and tell my own story on how I, experience, on how I'm experiencing this new life. Talking about Jersey is not also an easy task to be a creative here. We are close to New York, and you already know New York is a capital of media. Sometimes as a creative, I feel invisible. Most of the creative that I look up to, they live in New York, and there's so much activities to do there. And I feel like it's easier to have connections and to build a community there. But I also think Jersey is an historical place and a beautiful place. A lot of corners I've been to, they have, a lot of character. And I've been lucky enough to work with some people, in the business field, and couples, with their weddings, their engagement. They are people that have amazing stories, and that's something I'm really interested about, sharing people's stories. I don't really want to fall into trend. Even if I'm living here, I have to go to New York every time to make content. But I feel like while I'm here, there is stuff that happening here that deserves to be highlighted. The diversity of culture, ethnicity that is here, that's something I'm really interested about, about knowing more and sharing. I ain't gonna lie, all this stuff really keep me on my toes, and I feel like I can represent this place and also these people with my content. Even if I have to crave my own space, maybe the struggle or maybe the challenge will shape my heart and help me be a better, content creator. So if you're asking me right now where my inspiration comes from, I will literally tell you Jersey, because the challenge of being a creative here and the mix of culture that reminds me every time that the world is bigger than me. And every frame is a proof that inspiration is not that far away if you're really willing to see it. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. I have a lot of content coming, so subscribe to not missing any of them. Next week I'm going to be in another state. I don't want to give away too much, but I'm gonna be vlogging, moving around a lot, doing a lot of activities. If you want to see more content like this, vlog and reviews, topics about videography, photography, please subscribe to the channel. That was your boy Peniel. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Peace.